Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. Good morning to all the students. Today we will discuss very important current affairs of 12th of Jan 2022. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss very important and the most important current affairs. So watch this video till last. But I am requesting you all the students that you have to download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link. After that, log in with the email ID. Then click on this Crack Current Affairs section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. But how we are covering this current affair? We are providing you daily section. In the daily, you will see three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on daily basis. Next is the weekly section. Again, you will receive three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on weekly basis. Most important section is the monthly, and we are providing four type of PDFs. One is detail, second is question and answer format, third is best 100 current affair that is also provided in the form of question and answer, and fourth one is pocket PDF. It means 2-liners and the 3-liners current affair will be provided to you so that you can revise these current affairs in quick format before your exam. But to enhance your performance further, we are providing 20 most important topic wise PDF. It means if you want to cover one particular topic, then you can use this topic wise PDF. If you are a banking student, we are providing three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section. But all these three things are only related to banking and economy. And you can attempt this quiz only on our application on monthly basis. If you want to cover all the past current affair of 2021 just from single PDF, then you can use this exam PDF. We are providing detailed budget and economic survey. Expected question and answer will be provided to you so that you can recall that examiner can make these type of questions from budget and economic survey. If you are appearing for your respective state exam, then we are also providing you state current affair, and we are covering every state and union territory. So all these things comes under only one subscription. You have to just download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link. After that, log in with the email ID. Then click on this Crack Current Affair section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. But if you're a new student, you are just starting your preparation, then I am advising you to subscribe for 2 years. And we are providing 10% extra discount on both subscriptions if you use this code ASH10. And if you have any query, you can email us or you can call us on this number or email ID. So let's start 12th of Jan 2022 current affair. But first of all, you have to like this video. You have to share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and join our Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the first question in the most important section. Which movie won Best Picture Drama in the 2022 Golden Globe Award? And remember, this is 79th Golden Globe Award. And which movie won this award? This is The Power of the Dog. So answer of this question is D. So you have to remember, this is the 79th Golden Globe Award, or this is an annual award, and you have to remember this is given by a organization which is known as HFPA. HFPA stands for Hollywood Foreign Press Association. So you can see here, this is 79th edition of the Golden Globe Award, and one organization which is known as Hollywood Foreign Press Association announced this award. And you can also see here the best categories, because there are so many categories like television category and the other categories. But we recommended you these categories like Best Picture Drama. We already covered this, The Power of the Dog. And this movie is directed by Jane Campion. And you have to remember the Best Director Award also goes to Jane Campion. And it is also for the movie The Power of the Dog. So two questions you can cover from this movie. And this Jane Campion become the third female director ever to win the Best Director Award at the Global Award. And you can also remember the Best Actor Award goes to Will Smith, and it is for the movie King Richard. And actor Will Smith won this award first time he won the Golden Globe for his performance in the King Richard. And the Best Actress in the Motion Picture Drama award goes to Nicole Kidman, and it is for being the Ricardo movie. And this is her fifth global Golden Award. So you have to remember. And the Best Picture in the Musical Comedy goes to West Side Story, and it is directed by Steven Spielberg. So these are the most important categories you have to remember: the Best Picture, the Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress. So these are most important in the drama series. But you have to also remember the Best Drama Series, it is Succession, and the Best Television Motion Picture, The Underground Railground. Or you have to just read this. This is very, very important. And remember one important thing under this option, like you can see here, Encanto. Encanto won the Best Picture award in the animated category. And Drive My Car won the Best Picture in the non-English language category. Or you can say foreign language category. Next, West Wide Story, we already covered that this movie won the Best Picture award in the musical or the comedy. So you can also see here, this is the Best Picture in the musical or comedy is the West Side Story. So I'm underlining again so that you can remember all these. Best Picture, it is The Power of the Dog. Best Director, Jane Campion, and it is for the movie The Power of the Dog again. The Best Actor is Will Smith. First time he won this, you can say, Golden Globe Award. And Best Actress go to Nicole Kidman. Fifth time she won this award. And Best Picture in the comedy series West Side Story. Best Drama Series is Succession, and the Best Television Motion Picture is The Underground Railroad. And you can also see here Encanto, Best Animated Movie, Drive My Car, Best Foreign Language Movie, and the West Side Story we already covered. So I repeated all the things so that you can recall again and again. Moving to next question. Who is awarded with ICMR's, or you can say Indian Council of Medical Research, Dr. Subhash Mukherjee Award for the year of 2020. Very important award because ICMR, very important organization, Indian Council of Medical Research, has selected Satish Adiga. So answer of this question is A, Satish Adiga, who is professor in the clinical embryology at Kasturba Medical College under the Manipal Academy of Higher Education, and he was awarded Dr. Subhash Mukherjee Award for 2020. There are so many categories under which ICMR awarded, but the most important is Dr. Subhash Mukherjee Award for 2020. And you can also see here the picture of Satish Adiga. The award recognizes his contribution in the field of in vitro fertilization, or you can say IVF technology. And Subhash Mukherjee was the creator of India's first child using the IVF technology. So he heads the fertility program at the you can say Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, Karnataka. So just remember the name. Name is very important, Satish Adiga. But you can also see here the three other names. These are very important personalities. Like you can see here Anita Desai. Anita Desai recently won Tata Literature Award. Tata Literature Lifetime Achievement Award for the 2021. Dr. Basant Kumar Mishra, he recently won International Lifetime Achievement Award in the neurosurgery. And this award is given by the American Association of the Neurological Surgeons, or AANS. Next is Feroz Feza Bethar, and basically belongs to Bangladesh, and Feroz won the 2021 Change Maker Award. Remember, he belongs to Bangladesh and name is Feroz Feza Bethar. So all the awards other than this Satish Adiga are very, very important. Now we are moving to next question. Which state will host Khelo India Games in 2023? This is the most important question because we are talking about 2023 and this is the Khelo India Games. And remember, Khelo India Games was started in the year of 2018, then 2019, 2020, 2021. But 2021 cancelled due to COVID-19, or you can say it is shifted to 2022, and 2022 annual, and then 2023. So you can say this is Khelo India Games first edition, second edition, third edition, fourth edition will be hosted in 2022, fifth edition, and this will be the sixth edition. So sixth edition of 2023 Khelo India Youth Games or Khelo India Games will be hosted by Karnataka. So answer of this question is C. So Karnataka Minister of Youth Empowerment and Sports KC Narayana Gowda announced that Karnataka will host the next Khelo India Games in the year of 2023. And he also announced that over 75 sports students were being trained in the state to take part in the next Olympic Games, which will be held in 2024. So you can see here Khelo India Games for 2021 is scheduled to be held in the February month of 2022. It means the next month it will be hosted by Panchkula or in Haryana. And this is very important because this include 5 traditional games such as yoga, Malkhamba, Thangla, or you can say Karyapattu and Gatka. So you have to remember these games like Malkhamba. It is played widely in the state of Madhya Pradesh and it is traditional sport, and the athlete performs gymnastic postures and the aerial yoga, and he or she performs wrestling grips on a hinging wooden pole. So this is Malkhamba, and this is the you can say widely played in Madhya Pradesh. Next is Thangla. This is Thangla or Thangta, and this is the martial art of Manipur. Manipur. Next is Kalaripattu. This is also one of type of martial art, and this is played in Kerala. So you can remember. And Gatka is again one of the martial art, and it is practiced in the Punjab. So these are the indigenous, you can say, games of the state level. So, but these will be included first time in the Khelo India Youth Games of Haryana, or you can say in 2021, which is shifted to 2022 due to COVID-19. And Khelo India Games were introduced to revive the sports culture of India. And you can also remember that Khelo India Youth Games 2022 is to be held in Madhya Pradesh. You can see here. First time it was hosted by Delhi, and when it was hosted by Delhi, then it was won by Haryana, the winner Haryana, and the second position goes to Maharashtra. In 2019, it is hosted by Maharashtra, and first position also goes to Maharashtra. In 2020, it is hosted by Guwahati, or you can say Assam, and again the winner is Maharashtra. In 2021, it is you can say postponed due to COVID-19. Now it will be held in 2022, and it will be hosted by Haryana. And let's see who will be the winner, because in the next month it will be hosted. And the original 2022 will be hosted by Madhya Pradesh, and 2023 will be hosted by Karnataka. So you have to remember all the sporting event. But there are another games which is like Khelo India University Games. University Games. And it was started in the year of 2020. The first edition hosted by Odisha, and Punjab University Chandigarh won this event. And in 2021, it was scheduled to be hosted in Karnataka, but due to COVID-19, it is shifted, but another dates are not yet announced. So you have to just remember the main events, and the 2021 will be hosted by Haryana, and 2022 will be hosted by Madhya Pradesh, and 2023 will be hosted by Karnataka. So now we can move to the next question. So now we are moving to the very important question section. You have to like this video, you have to share this video as much as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and join a Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the question. Indomitable, a working woman notes on life, work and leadership is an autobiography of which person? Again, it is very important because HarperCollins is set to publish Indomitable, a working woman notes on life, work and leadership. This is an autobiography of Arunadati or Arundhati Bhattacharya. So answer of this question is D. And she is a retired Indian banker and former chairperson of the SBI or State Bank of India. So you can see here, HarperCollins is proud to announce the forthcoming publication of the autobiography of Arundhati Bhattacharya. You can say Arundhati Bhattacharya is the chairperson as well as the CEO. Currently, she is working as the CEO of Salesforce India, a cloud-based software as a service company headquartered in the San Francisco, California, United States of America. And this Indomitable features the story of Arundhati Bhattacharya, life as a banker, as well as the difficulty she faced in the male-dominated sector. And the book also details her life during the early education, college in Calcutta, and her tenure in the State Bank of India, because she served as the first ever woman chairperson in the SBI and India's largest bank, as well as the Fortune 500 company. And she served as the SBI chairperson till 2017, from 2013 to 2017. And she was the first chairperson of the SBI to get an extension after the age of retirement. So you have to remember this Indomitable, a working woman notes on the life, work and leadership. The main keyword is Indomitable. It is an autobiography of Arundhati Bhattacharya. But you have to remember the other authors here, like very famous Union Minister Samriti Zubin Irani, and she wrote a book, Lal Salam. Lal Salam. It is a novel. This is the caption basically. And Divya Datta, very famous actor, and she wrote a book, The Stars in My Sky. The Stars in My Sky. Those who brightened my film journey. So this is written by Divya Datta. Next is Indra Nui, very famous, you can say, entrepreneur. And the biography is My Life in Full. My Life in Full. Work, Life and Our Future. So these three authors are again very, very famous. Moving to next question. Which bank has partnered with Minaksu Pay to offer biometric authentication solution for the net banking payment? So again, very important question, and it is for biometric authentication for the bank, and especially for the net banking payments of this bank, and this bank is Axis Bank. So answer of this question is B. It is for the merchant applications using, you can say, fingerprint, or you can say Face ID without the need for the username, password and the one-time password. So Axis Bank tie up with the Minakshu Pay for smoother biometric based net banking payments. So for the first transaction, customer have to log in into their net banking account, and later for all the subsequent transactions, a fingerprint or Face ID, or you can say biometric, can be used to prove the payments. So this solution will reduce the time of the payment from 50 to 60 seconds to just 2 to 3 seconds, and also increase the transaction success rate. And the solution will enhance user experience and also improve the security and reduce cyber fraud. So just remember the question as same as in slide. This is Minakshu Pay, and this company will provide biometric authentication services to the Axis Bank, especially for the net banking solutions. And remember about Axis Bank, it was established in the year of 1993. Its headquarters is in Mumbai, and its MD and CEO is Amitabh Chaudhary, and tagline is Badhti Ka Naam Zindagi. Badhti Ka Naam Zindagi. Moving to next question, Lazy Pay Lazy Pay partner with which bank to launch Lazy Card for easy credit? So Lazy Pay word repeated so many times, so I think you can remember very easily. Lazy Pay is the name of the company, or you can say it is a buy now pay later solution of the PayU Finance. PayU Finance, and this company has partnered with which bank to launch a Lazy Card for the easy credits, and this bank is SBM Bank. So answer of this question is A. So you can see here Lazy Pay forays into the card segment, partnering with the SBI Bank India to launch the Lazy Card, and it is specially a prepaid payment instrument backed by a credit line that works on the Visa payment network. And Lazy Card reaches over 62 million pre-approved users of the Lazy Pay with a credit limit of up to 5 lakh. So the main objective is to empower financially underserved Indians with easy access to credit, as their card has limited credit options. And consumers could avail the Lazy Card at zero joining fees and zero annual fees, along with the multiple transactional benefits and the rewards. Like the credit line provides an opportunity to earn 1% to 5% cashback on every transaction, and cardholders could also enjoy personalized offers based on the spending habits through the Lazy Pay application. But you have to remember the most important bank here, SBM Bank, and in 2018, remember, this is the first foreign bank in India to operate as a new Indian bank, and CEO and MD is Siddharth Rath, and headquarters is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Moving to next question, who signed an energy trading agreement with India's Manikan Power Limited to sell electricity? Again, very important question, but you have to remember the question as same as in slide. So answer of this question is Nepal Power Exchange. C is the answer. So Nepal Power Exchange signed an energy trading agreement with India's Manikan Power Limited to sell electricity produced by the domestic private sector to India through India's Manikan Power. It means the electricity will be produced by the Nepal Power Exchange or the private companies of the Nepal, and they will sell this power through Manikan Power in India. And the agreement will allow Nepal to sell 500 megawatt of electricity to India in the initial phase. So this is the first agreement between the private sectors of India and the Nepal to facilitate power trading, because this Nepal Power Exchange is a, you can say, exchange between the buyers and the sellers of the private companies of Nepal. So this is the first agreement between the private sectors of India and the Nepal to facilitate power trading. And the agreement was signed during the Nepal Power Market Summit, which was held in 2022, which was held in Kathmandu, Nepal. And even apart from India, Bangladesh has also expressed its interest to sign a power purchase agreement directly with Nepal private sector hydropower producers, so that Nepal can also sell their electricity, or you can say electricity surplus, to the Bangladesh. So remember, it is Nepal Power Exchange. Moving to next question. Renew Buy has appointed whom as the brand ambassador? So first of all, you have to remember Renew. It is an online insurance company. Online insurance company or online insurance platform. And this company has appointed Rajkumar Rao, very versatile actor, Rajkumar Rao, as a brand ambassador for its first 360-degree consumer advertisement campaign that highlights consumer insurance need. And main theme of this campaign is smart tech, right advice. It is just to you can say increase the dominance of the insurance sector and also to increase the habit to do insurance. So this is Rajkumar Rao. And remember, this Renew Buy is an insurance platform, but it is an online platform and it was established in the year of 2015. But you can also remember the other personalities here like Sanjay Dutt, very famous actor, and he was recently appointed the brand ambassador of 50-year celebration, 50-year celebration of Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. Next, Ravinder Jadeja. Recently, he was appointed as a brand ambassador of Kinara Capital, and also he was recently appointed as the brand ambassador of S6. S6 is a basically Japanese sports brand. Next is Rishabh Pant. He was recently appointed as a brand ambassador of state of Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand. So remember all the brand ambassadors. You can also see here the picture of Rajkumar Rao. Next is who is appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of Adani Powers Limited. Again, very simple question. Just remember the question as same as in slide. Answer of this question is Sher Singh B. Khalia. So answer of this question is C. Sher Singh. So Sher Singh B. Khalia, basically he is a chartered accountant and who has served as the managing director in the Gujarat Power Corporation, now selected as the Chief Executive Officer of Adani Power. So nothing important under this question, but the most important thing is the name of this person, Sher Singh Khalia. He became the CEO of Adani Power. But you can also remember the other appointments recently, like Atul Dinkar Rane. He was recently appointed as new CEO and Managing Director of BrahMos Aerospace Limited. Next, Sanjeev Mehta. He was recently appointed as the President of FICCI. FICCI stands for Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. Next is Alka Upadhyay. She was recently appointed as chairperson of NHAI or National Highway Authority of India. All the appointments are very, very important. Next is Citibank, ICICI, lower India's growth projection on the COVID-19 surge. So basically three organizations, one in the Citigroup, second is India Rating and Research Private Limited, or you can say INDRA, and ICICI have lowered India's gross domestic product estimates after first advance estimates of financial year 22, which was recently released by National Statistical Organization under the Ministry of Statistics and Planning Implementation. Because NSO, according to NSO, in the financial year 22, India will grow at 9.2%. But RBI predicted 9.5% growth in the financial year 22. But according to these three organizations like Citibank, they earlier projected 9.8%, but after the NSO projection of 9.2%, they reduced India's growth rate to 9%. India's Rating and Research Private Limited reduced to 9.3%. ICICI Bank projection is 9.6% now. So you have to remember the latest. And you have to also remember about RBI's projection. RBI's projection is 9.5%. NSO projection is 9.2%. So these are very, very important figures you have to remember. And the downward revision of these three entities is also due to ongoing Omicron, or you can say COVID-19 outbreak. Moving to next section. It is our important question section, but first of all, you have to like this video, share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform and join our Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the question. Who is elected as the president of Nicaragua? So first of all, you have to remember Nicaragua is in between North America and the South America. So this is Nicaragua. You can see here the map, and this is the capital Managua. And who is appointed as the president of Nicaragua? And it is Daniel Ortega. Answer of this question is C. So you can also see here the picture of Daniel Ortega, who is sworn in as the presidential term. And this marks his, you can say, fifth and fourth consecutive term as the president of Nicaragua. He will remain in office until 2027. In 2027. So this marks his fifth term and the fourth consecutive term as the president of Nicaragua. And you can also remember the currency of Nicaragua. Currency is Nicaraguan Cordoba. So you can remember the capital is Managua. So, but you can also remember the other options here like Adama Barrow. Adama Barrow recently appointed as the president of Gambia. Next is Dame Sandra Mason, first ever president of Barbados. Because Barbados recently become a democratic country. So Barbados new and the first you can say president is Dame Sandra Mason. This question is important. Next is Ali Khan Smailov. Ali Khan Smailov recently become the Prime Minister of Kazakhstan. You can also see here the picture of Ali Khan Smailov. So this is Ali Khan Smailov, who is appointed as the Prime Minister of Kazakhstan. and he is appointed as a prime minister on the temporary basis on the 5th of Jan 2022 following the resignation of a former prime minister Askar Mamin. Askar Mamin. And this is the ongoing violent revolt in 2022 in Kazakhstan. And remember, Akhilan Smilov has served as the first deputy prime minister of the Republic of Kazakhstan in the year of 2019. So remember, Ali Khan Smilov. And Kazakhstan capital is Nur Sultan, and currency is tenge. Moving to next question. India successfully test-fired BrahMos supersonic cruise missile from INS Vishakhapatnam of the western coast. So the India successfully test-fired an advanced C-to-C variant of BrahMos supersonic cruise missile from INS Vishakhapatnam warship of the western coast, and the missile hit the designated target ship precisely at the maximum range. And remember, this BrahMos missile, which has a combination of names of Brahmaputra in India and Moscow or even in Russia, are designed, developed and produced by the BrahMos Aerospace, which is an Indian-Russian joint venture that produces supersonic cruise missiles that could be launched from the submarines, you can say ships, aircrafts and from land platforms. And Chief of Naval Staff, you can also remember, Chief of Naval Staff is Admiral R. Hari Kumar. Moving to next section, it is a one-liner important point. Here is the first point. RBI extend its direction for the Shri Guru Raghavendra Sehkara Bank till 10th of May 2022. You have to remember this Sehkara or the Sehkari Bank belongs to which state? This belongs to Karnataka, and it is situated in Bengaluru. And the withdrawal limit for the depositor of the bank is capped at 1 lakh per customer or per depositor during the entire duration. Remember, this bank belongs to Karnataka. Next, David Sassoli, President of European Parliament, passed away. You have to just remember the name, David Sassoli, who was the President of European Union, European Parliament, not European Union, European Parliament since 2019, has passed away in Italy. He belongs to Italy. But you have to remember about European Parliament here. European Parliament headquarters is in Strasbourg. Strasbourg is in France. And remember, this European Parliament was established in 1952. Next, South African cricketer, even all-rounder Chris Morris announces retirement, very famous player of South Africa, and he retired at the age of 34. Now he is set to take up coaching role for the domestic cricket teams. And he has represented South Africa in the 4 test matches, 42 ODI matches and 23 T20 matches. And Morris is the most expensive buy in the history of IPL 2021 auction, bagging almost 16.25 or 16 crore by the Rajasthan Royals. Next, Government of India to hold 35.8% stake in the Vodafone Idea in the form of equity. So Indian government will now own 35.8%, and Vodafone India Limited stake followed by the Vodafone Group, which owns like 28.5%. Vodafone stake is 28.5%, and Aditya Birla Group is 17.8%. So maximum share lies with the Government of India. Next, Satluj Jal Vidut Nigam got category 1 license for the interstate power trading. Not important, just read this line. And this status is granted by the Central Electricity Regulatory Commission. And SJVN or Satluj Jal Vidut Nigam Limited has a portfolio of more than 16,000 megawatt. And an entity or a person applying for a category 1 trading license should have net worth of rupees 50 crore. Next, Union Labour Minister Bhupender Yadav releases a report of Q2 financial year 22 of quarterly employment survey. And you can also see here, it is the second round of quarterly employment survey. And this survey basically belongs to July to September 2021. And it provides quarterly update about the employment related variables of the establishment in both organized as well as the unorganized segment of 9 non-farm sectors. These 9 non-farm sectors are like, you can say, health technology, accommodation and restaurant, IT, information and technology, financial services, trade, transport. So these are the non-farm sectors. And in accordance with this report, the estimated total employment in the 9 non-farm sector is 10 crore approximately. 10 crore approximately. So this is the data of this report. And Union Minister is Bhupender Yadav, whose constituency is Rajasthan, because he is currently the member of Rajya Sabha. So moving to the question of the day, what is the 11th of Jan 2022 question? What was the paid up capital of the RBI when it commenced operation as the India Central Bank on 1st of April 1935? So the Reserve Bank of India commenced operation as India's central bank on 1st of April as a private shareholder bank with a paid up capital of rupees 5 crore. All the students are right in the comment box. So answer of this question is B. So examiner can ask also in the millions. So remember it is 50 million. If examiner is asking in millions, then answer is 50 million. Next is the question of the day. Question of the day is head office of Asian Development Bank or ADB Bank. So you have to tell me all things about ADB in the comment box. I am waiting your answer. Please like this video. Please share this video as maximum as possible, and please subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform. And you can also join a Telegram group from the Telegram, and also you can also join a Telegram group from the description box and press this bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. It is Affairs Cloud. Promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section. Definitely don't take life so much serious. Life is fun. Always be happy like this smiley. Thank you guys. Take care and bye-bye.